I saw this on Twitter, and I thought we could talk about it and just share this. So this is from Screen Geek, of course.
If this article sources like fucking Doomcock or Zero, I'm just going to close it.
I have no idea. I didn't even go through. I just saw it, clicked on it, and thought, oh, we're going to talk about this.
Yeah, well, let's read through it together, shall we? Exclusive Obi-Wan Kenobi Reva spinoff series in the works for Disney+. Okay, you're going to double down, huh? The Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi has become one of the most successful shows on the streaming platform thus far. While the Book of Boba Fett didn't quite pan out as Disney hoped, it's clear that there's still plenty of appeal in the Star Wars brand. As such, there are already a variety of other Star Wars shows on the horizon, including more in development. Now it appears that we can add Obi-Wan Kenobi spinoff centered around the character Reva to that list. Our sources have told us that Reva spinoff series starring Moses Ingram is in development for Disney Plus. We were unable to get any plot details regarding the spinoff, so it's unclear if it will be set before or after Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, so let's just pause there. Let's just speculate on that for a second. So there are the leaks out there. I'll give you a quick warning now. There is going to be a leak spoiler here. It's obviously taken with a grain of salt, all that fucking garbage. But you've got a few seconds here to get out if you don't want to know. So Reva is apparently supposed to die at the end of this series. Now,
nobody's ever really dead.
Well, that's
maybe
true.
Even Vader can't kill somebody, right?
Well, the Grand Inquisitor is probably still going to be alive, despite the fact that now he should be dead. They're going to fuck continuity again in regards to him being stabbed so that he can still be alive. Anyway, so they can keep continuity in another story.
Tombs.
But now I'm going off track. With this here, if they're going to do a spin-off and move forward with Reva, there's no way that they're going to kill her. I don't think with how much they've been hyping up that part of the leak is true. I don't think she's dead. I think somehow she's going to get away or help or whatever, and she's going to be okay. But there is the element that at the beginning of this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and we haven't seen any more context for it, Reva's escaping Order 66 in the temple. So they could end up trying to tell a story prior. Now, this would be pretty funny if they did this, because this is typical Disney. We were talking about it before we started. If they kill her, like the leaks imply that they're going to do at the end of this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and then they do a prequel story, right? Like an origin story sort of thing for Reva. Like, that would be typical of them to do that. Take away all the risk, all the stakes before they even start doing the series. I would not be surprised if Disney actually did that. So I think there could be some truth to this. There could be absolutely a Disney Plus series that they're going to do about Reva. This is what they'll do to take over for the series that they were going to do with Gina Carano, probably slot this one in somehow. But yeah, I just saw it, thought it was pretty fucking stupid. I don't know why they would bother doing this with Reva. And, you know, what also brings some credence to this is the fact that there's been all this, you know, racist talk. We got to defend Reva. We got to, you know, even Ewan McGregor coming out. We got to defend Reva. We got to defend her. We got a white knight for her, and she's getting a lot of racist comments. Hundreds, apparently. We've seen 3 that are like mild at best. So I think.
Well, now we're being told that the little girl playing Leia is being bullied too. You know, apparently.
Oh man, I saw somebody out there saying that she was getting the Jake Lloyd treatment, and I just couldn't believe it.
I don't know. I am sure that out of the millions of people who are talking about Star Wars, there might be a couple of them that have said mean things about the little girl actress. I think she was a great cast. I think, like, I would have liked to actually maybe seen a Leia origin story in her dealing with the setting up of the, you know, the Rebel Alliance and her growing up on Alderaan and all those other things. And she would have been a great cast. I think besides the action scenes, the ridiculous running away things, she's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that I think it's actually, all the events surrounding her shouldn't be happening. That's the problem. And the fact that they make her bratty, over the top bratty, is a writing decision that and nobody I know, like, is being like, oh, she's an awful little girl, and like let's pick on her. I mean, it's just made up bullshit to try and cast dissenters who don't like this show in a negative light.
Yeah.
It is a smear campaign against anybody who dares to say like, I don't like this show.
Yep.
And it's bullshit.
I just, why? This is like, you know what this reminds me of? This is green lighting Rian Johnson's trilogy before they've even dropped The Last Jedi. That's what this reminds me of.
Well, I don't even know how they're going to do it. I mean, this article goes on to say that a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi is reportedly already in the works. What the hell are they going to do with that?
Well, yeah, I just somebody said that in the chat. I think it was Soul Assassin just mentioned in the chat that it's rumored. Yeah, here we go. It's rumored the ending has been changed, and the second season is being added. So we'll find out about that. I never thought that they were going to kill off Reva like they said that they, like the leaks did say, but you never know. They might be that stupid that they are going to do that and then have her go back and then, do this series going from Order 66 up until sort of like the present day thing. But yeah.
Well, I really do want to see an entire series where Inquisitor Walkhead is just running around going, Reva! Reva!
And that's another thing. I can't remember who it was, but somebody in their review was like mentioning screaming is acting. Just screaming and yelling is acting these days. And it's so true. Like every time it's like, I don't believe you or whatever. Like it's just always yelling. Anyway, let's finish.
It's ridiculous.
Let's finish
Tad Packer says unless Leia gets kidnapped 3 more times. Yeah, they'll just keep kidnapping Leia. They're like, well, it worked. It drew him out last time, so let's try it again.
Yeah.
If they do a Reva thing and they do what I think people want to see, and there's going to be no story at all. It's just going to be like, well, we're after this. Because remember, this is Disney. And now Disney has twice produced 2 shows about bounty hunters that had no bounty hunting.
Yeah.
And basically what the Inquisitors are,
so true,
are bounty hunters for Jedi. So like, do you think a third attempt at a bounty hunting style show is going to work? They just don't seem to be very willing to go that route.
And I kind of hate the idea of them constantly like just plucking stuff from the EU and trying to bring it in. It would be like them trying to bring in Mara Jade now. It is impossible. And they will do it just for the name's sake, but they'll change her entire story or something like that. But thank you, Curtis, for the $5. I appreciate that. I'm going to play it just because I can.
Thank you very much.
Let's finish off this article real quick. Get into the episode.
All right. Let's see. Where were we? Let's see. Otherwise, we could have a series set before the events of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's clear that Reva's life as an Inquisitor would have included many encounters with hiding Jedi. Fans have been eager to see more content centered around Order 66 and the fall of the Jedi Knights. So this would be a great way to do it.
Okay, so they're predicting like a prequel series. I think.
Yeah, and again, do you trust Disney to tell a bounty hunting story?
No. I mean, I don't trust them to tell a good story within the universe, let alone tell an individual isolated story. And another thing that I've noticed throughout these series that they've been coming out with is that the universe is so small that it's just all the characters are always conveniently there, ready to help, ready to do this, ready to do that. And I noticed that Mauler said something on his breakdown, of course, where it's not like you ever get an NPC just walk over and go, hello, how's your day today? Goodbye. Like, it's just everyone he walks up to, and it is that video game plot. It's like in episode 2, he arrives at the planet. He goes straight up to the NPC and says, I'm looking for this ship. And the guy says, oh, ship trackers can't be tracked through here, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes to the other NPC, the drug dealer chick, and she says that if your daughter's here, you'll never see her again. I was somebody's daughter once too, and then gives him the device for the next thing, the little drug bomb to put the guys out. It's like, that's the story. It's so lame and so poorly done, directed, written, all of that stuff, that it's like Greg says, do you even trust them to go back and even tell, let's say, a Jedi bounty hunting story with Reva, catching Jedi, killing Jedi? And again, they kind of push this character as somebody that we've got to look up to, yet she was about to torture Leia. Anyway, we're getting into the episode.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
But look at this line. Look at this line. The character Reva, otherwise known as the third sister, is played by Moses Ingram. The actress has recently been the victim of immense backlash.
The show has had immense backlash.
I think we can conclude that Screen Geek and Frank Palmer are full of shit.
And the Disney shill.
Immense backlash. Oh yeah, I saw it. It took me half a day to read all 3 of those fucking comments she posted.
Yeah. Fucking such
immense
bad. Anyway, so that's a possibility that Reva could be
there's your getting her own series. Backlash.
There's your immense backlash. Immense. Don't play that. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's obviously a bit of the Star Wars news for the week. The writers don't know what they're talking about that are involved with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and Reva could be getting her own Disney Star Wars spin-off series.